So we should be good. Welcome to today's small business series. My name is Abby Williams. I'm the programs and events coordinator at the Lancaster Chamber. I'm really excited to have you here today to talk about capturing customers and gaining brand loyalty with social media. This webinar today is done in partnership with 𝗧𝗸𝗄. So Steve is on the call. Before I pass it to Steve, I just want to let everyone know there will be some interactive elements throughout. So please make sure you can find and utilize the chat feature. Kris will be using it throughout, and you can jump your questions in there and then also interact in there as well. So I'm going to turn it over to Steve from 𝗧𝗸𝗄, and he's going to intro Kris. Thank you, Steve.
All right. Thank you, Abby. My name's Steve Torrance. I'm a certified mentor with 𝗧𝗸𝗄, and I'm very pleased that Kris Bradley is joining us today as our presenter. Kris has over 16 years of digital marketing experience. In fact, he has an MS in internet marketing from Full Sail University. He founded his company NameSpark in 2016, and he's been helping small businesses, nonprofits. He uses his knowledge of internet marketing and the social web for getting results and empowering small businesses and nonprofits to market themselves successfully online. Kris has a real in-depth understanding of audience dynamics, marketing approaches, and especially social media marketing. And he's really in what I consider a sweet spot. And I get asked about social media marketing all the time. So very happy to have him with us. And Kris, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. Thank you for that great introduction. I'm going to turn my video off in a minute, but I just want to make sure you guys can see that I'm a real person. So I'm excited for you guys all to be here today. This is Capture Customers and Brand Loyalty with Social Media. Let me just click to the next slide. I'm Kris. Just real quickly, because we only have a little bit of time today, and I have a lot of information to go over, just a quick introduction. I started this business in 2016. I have two daughters in the picture. My first client was the Wolf Sanctuary, which is up in Lidditz. Some of you may be familiar with it. I love photography. My favorite social media app is Instagram, and I'm a huge Steeler fan. So enough about me. I'll jump into our topic today. So I feel like this picture just simply encompasses everything that we know today, especially post-COVID, where this phone that we all own and that we all carry with us everywhere is now become a transaction point. And it is a place where we as consumers go to get more information, to be alerted of certain products that we may not know exist and that we want, and also to purchase products or research products that we do need and want. So jumping into the first order of business, local consumers' use of social media. So one of the things I just wanted to mention today that's so important is that everybody locally in this area and beyond, but a lot of you are dealing with bricks and mortar. You have a local geographic footprint. You have local customers. That's why I kind of went with the local edge. You know, they're on social media and they're doing a lot on social media in terms of like how they interact with local businesses. So one of the things you can see a lot of times, is asking for recommendations. You know, you see on Facebook a lot. Does anyone know a good plumber? Does anyone know a good place to get a cheesesteak? Instead of using search to find, or perusing through reviews, we're actually asking people in our lives that we trust the most, hey, what do you recommend? They're also finding local businesses that are near them on social media, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. They're finding your contact info, your hours, your website, your pricing, your menu, etc. For years, we found that information on your website and through Google search. Now, I can't tell you how many times I just go to Instagram and I look for a local business. Maybe it's a pizza place or somewhere that we like to go out to eat once a month and I look at their hours, or I might look at their menu. So these are all things you need to be aware of. They're looking at your photos, they're looking at the videos, they're learning more about you through those photos and videos. And it's a more of an interactive experience than maybe your website is, because you can constantly update your photos and your videos. They're also finding out if you sell online. So that'll be a big part of today's presentation as well, talking about selling online. So another thing that they're doing is they're messaging you a question. So we'll talk a little bit about how you communicate via social media with your customers. They're seeing what you're up to. Are you offering any new services? Do you have any specials? Are your menu items available? Do you have new menu items? What about your products that you're selling? You might have opened up a new location. All these things play into they're using social media to see what you're up to. They're learning more about your events. We're going to talk about how to market your events on social media using a couple different tools. They're leaving you a review. So you have to be conscious of the reviews and you're getting online, both on social media and on like places like Google. They're asking to be a part of your community. They're using social media to become part of your community. I just used a couple examples here. 𝗧𝗙𝗏 has a huge community of people, and they interact on social media quite a bit. The Wolf Sanctuary, one of our clients, people love wolves. So they're on, we post something, we literally get thousands of likes a day on just our posts. Hershey Park, for instance, they have a whole community online that interacts with them on social media. And the last one I listed here is they may have seen a local influencer talking about you online. So local influencers and influencer marketing has become a bigger thing today. So moving on, this is what we're going to cover. I'm not going to go through each one of these one by one right now, because we're going to do each one of these one by one before then. But this is a list of everything that we'll cover today, or at least try to cover in the hour that we have. So real quick, I'm going to give away 1 hour free consultation, social media consultation, to a winner. Between each of my topics, I do have a slide that has a movie or TV show. Mostly it's movies. When you see these slides, and I'll point them out, if you want to go into comments and just add the name of the movie or the TV show, and then at the end of the day, Abby and I will look at those results and we will pick a winner and notify you that you will have 1 free hour of consultation. So once again, just name the movie you see in the comments, and that's that. So this is your first one. So the first topic is Messenger and direct messenger. I'm sure there's a lot of you that use Facebook Messenger to communicate with your customers, and Instagram Messenger as well. So I have a list here. Customers need to contact us, and the phone is no longer the first choice, especially with this younger generation. So your social media messenger is extremely important to your business. I had a client a couple of years ago tell me that he wasn't going to answer Facebook messages because he had a phone and his phone number was available. And I said, that's the worst possible way to think about this, because these customers do want to contact you through social media. So the reason I mentioned this today is pay attention to your messenger. Make sure you're checking it frequently. Make sure you're answering questions from your customers via Messenger. Facebook does have an automation tool which allows you to set up auto replies for a variety of different types of conversations. It's basically a chat bot in so many words. So you could go in and you could see an example on the left here, the second image down where I used our NameSpark. It says, "Hi, thanks for contacting us. We received your message. Appreciate you reaching out. One of our team members will be in touch soon." Again, this can be completely automated for each type of message. So once you guys go in and look at it, it's not real hard to figure out. And you also could reach out to a Facebook rep to have you help with this. All right, our second slide is this. I'll give you guys a couple of seconds to try to think of what this movie is and enter it. All right, so business listings and Instagram maps. Last summer, Instagram added a new searchable, and it's a searchable and dynamic map experience that allows users to explore things like tag locations and filter locations results by specific categories. This can include restaurants, cafes, beauty salons. A lot of this is very bricks and mortar related. You can also find relevant locations on the map by searching certain hashtags. Believe it or not, you can use a hashtag and find it on an Instagram map. You can also save and revisit in the future. You can also share via direct message to friends and groups. So these are all things I'll show you in a minute visually, so you can kind of absorb what this is if you aren't aware of it already. But the reason I mention this is because you want to make sure that your profile is a business profile, it is public, and all your business information is added. And so if you have an Instagram account, go in and I say basically optimize it, make sure all the I's are dotted, all the T's are crossed. I did add this little blurb below because this is actually Google Senior Vice President who said that younger users are now often turning to apps like Instagram and TikTok instead of Google search or maps for the discovery purposes. Okay, so that's Google saying that. So, and then this is Hootsuite come out with their state of social media marketing. And one thing I wanted to point out here, it's over on the right-hand side, last paragraph, 40% of 18 to 24-year-olds are now using social media as their primary search engine, okay? And that's according to an internal study done by Google. Again, Google telling you that people are not using their platform. So the reason you need to consider this is you want to make sure that you have a social media profile, that you're visible, and that you also have all the information available and that these tools like Instagram Maps that are dynamic, that people can find you. So this is just going to real quick show you visually. This is a search done for Lancaster, PA hashtag. If you see up on the top, the left image on the top, Lancaster, PA, and it shows me the top posts. And this middle screen is literally where you get started by searching in maps. And then this is actually, I chose a day in the life records, which is on the right side here. And that is an actual local location, and you can see this is their Instagram profile. So I went from searching the map to an actual Instagram profile. And then you can see here inside of this, you can call them directly, you can email them within this search. You can also send it to friends, share the profile with friends, and then you can also go in and see their top posts, their most recent posts. You can follow them, you can message them and contact them all within this. And there's this little save button on the right-hand side in the middle where you can actually save their profile. Okay, so now let's move on to social media commerce. So this is basically just shopping, commerce being the bigger word, the word that if you search online for information about purchasing on social media commerce is the word. So basically what I wanted, so if you and your business have an online store, this applies to you. So Facebook Shops is an online storefront for marketing and selling physical and digital products on both Facebook and Instagram. It's connected to your Facebook page, enter your Instagram business account. It allows your followers to browse and buy your products seamlessly. You can integrate your e-commerce platform with your shop to sync all your inventory automatically. Your shop can sync inventory automatically by tagging products and create shoppable Instagram posts and Facebook posts and content to drive discovery and generate revenue for your products. You can link from your shop to your e-commerce site to complete checkouts externally. So they can either purchase within Facebook and Instagram, or you can link out externally and have them purchase on your site. So here's some examples. Here's a local business that's been around, downtown Lancaster business, been around for a very long time. They do a wonderfully amazing job with their Instagram and their online shopping. They do have a retail bricks and mortar store, but the majority of their business is done online. I've been impressed with what they've done since I moved to Lancaster over 12 years ago. I've been a follower, and I actually purchased some things at the store. You can see that there's this view shop on the left-hand side, the left image. It says view shop. So, and then if you look here on the right side, these images that have the little purse icon in them actually are shoppable images. So let me show you how that works. So you click on one of those images. Well, actually, hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. So the first thing here is you can search by category. So if you see here, categories, categories, and then you can search by different parts of the categories. So this shows you the category of leather and vegan biker jackets. So they're all listed under there. And this is like a list of a different model, and then you could search for the different models within this. It has the pricing, you can save it, you can share it, and you can click on it and actually purchase it. So the one thing I don't have here, I apologize, but one thing I wanted to show you was if you click on any of these images within the with the purse icon, you will actually be able to click on it and go and purchase that product within their Instagram profile. So there's a lot of different ways, and I'm really running through this quickly, and I apologize because it's much more complex than that. There is a way to set it up, which we do here at NameSpark. We help businesses set themselves up on the shopping feature for Facebook and Instagram. But there's also a way to go in and make sure you tag each one of these individual items and all this. It's not overly complicated. It just takes time. I will tell you it takes time. So that's the shopping feature. Okay, moving ahead. So here's another movie screen if you guys want to make a guess. This one's a tough one, but if you know what it is, it's a great show. So now we're touching on social media advertising and how that applies to local businesses and connecting with your customers. So I like to show this. This number is probably actually a little bit higher now. I've had this number for a couple of years, but it still shows you the residents of Lancaster County, roughly 542,000. I'm sure it's more now since the latest census, but the Facebook users within that are 375,000. So 68% or more of the residents of Lancaster County are on Facebook. So when people ask me, should I be on Facebook? I typically this is a very easy way to explain that answer is typically, for the most part, yes. So store location awareness ads. So within Facebook ads, local awareness ads are available, and businesses can quickly and easily find new customers by showing ads to groups of people who are near that business's neighborhood. So it's almost like a geo-targeting. You can serve up ads, like for instance, if you're a downtown Lancaster or downtown Ephrata or downtown Lidditz business, you can have ads that are geo-targeting people so that when they're near your storefront, then they're on social media, then an ad will be served up to them. And yes, this is very possible. A lot of people don't realize that you can do this with social media ads. I will say you cannot do this for promoted posts and boosted posts. I'm not a huge fan of promoted and boosted posts. They have their place, but they are very, very, very limited. These types of things that I'm talking about today are more ads manager. It's called, you have to go into a back end of an ads manager and you have to set up these ads individually so that you can take advantage of some of these options. Local awareness ads are built to be more cost effective than traditional advertising channels like newspaper, but they also offer more precise targeting and greater reach. So just using the newspaper, I'm sorry, I'm not picking on the newspaper, I'm just using an example of traditional media. Let's say, for instance, the digital, subscription for Lancaster newspaper would be 50,000 people. I have no idea what number it is, but let's just say that's a number. Facebook ads, you can reach, 10,000 people, or you can reach that 370,000 plus number that I showed you a minute ago in Lancaster County. So there is more precise targeting as far as who we can reach, whereas the newspaper just reaches all those people and there's no much targeting beyond that. And then there's a greater reach as well. They're the best way for local businesses to reach people near them. When I say that, store location awareness ads, and the best way for people who use Facebook to discover more useful things in their area. So just one of the additional advantages. Geo-targeting and call to action buttons, Facebook, Instagram ads allow you to target a minimum of 10-mile radius of your location, which is really nice. You can also target using zip codes. We have lots of clients locally in Central PA, and we have done quite a few ads where we use zip code targeting instead of a mile radius or a town or county location. You could target ads to people that are traveling in your area. This is one that is super, super important to Lancaster County. I cannot address it enough. This is a big tourist area. We got 8 to 11 million tourists a year. You can actually target people that are visiting the area exclusively and that don't live in the area. So one of our clients is Lancaster Central Market. We do run ads specifically with a specific call to action, specific ad copy, and specific ad assets for people that are just traveling in the area. We also run ads for people that live in the area, but we understand that Central Market is going to attract a lot of people who are traveling, so we want to make sure that we're reaching them with our ads. Facebook, Instagram ads, there is a call to action included. So you can do a call, like where they actually click on the ad and it calls you directly. You could also do a get directions. If the address is correct within your Facebook profile, they can click on that and they can get directions to your location right inside of the ad itself and on Facebook or Instagram. So here's a couple examples. I admit these are very generic examples. These are local real estate. It's a local real estate company. You could see where the ad specifically says, call now at the bottom right. That's your call to action. And it also, here's one for an example ad for a coffee company who can give you directions to their location within the Facebook ads. So a lot of people ask me about the pricing for these ads. You can literally Facebook recommends $10 a day for any type of ad. So when you think about that, a 30-day ad would be $300 minimum, but you can do local awareness ads for less than $300 a month. So that's very affordable, especially when you compare it to a lot of traditional advertising options out there. Social media ads is a big part of what we do here at NameSpark, and I could probably talk for 4 hours about it. I just wanted to include just a couple quick examples here for your, just so you could see it. So here's another movie slide. Take a minute to answer this in the comments. All right, so now we're going to talk about Instagram and Facebook Stories features. So some of you may be using stories. Some of you may not even know what they are. Some of you may be wanting to use them. You just don't have the time. So I just wanted to touch a little bit on how stories and the stories placement can really help reach local customers. So one of the nice things about stories is you can add a link to your story. So you can link it to your website. You can link it to a product page, a donations page, an event registration page. You can even link it to a video on your YouTube. It wasn't until about a year ago, for a while, they did not have links available on stories for small businesses. But now you can use it for free, which is really, really nice. Instagram collections features allow you to save your favorite stories. Your audience can view collections on your profile. So one of the things that's nice about stories is they do go away after a 24-hour period. So they're not there forever. But you can save stories to collections so that they're always available on your profile. And I'll show you what that looks like in a minute here. Questions are a great way to use stories. So you can actually ask your audience anything that you want. They have a couple different options within stories. This is a great way to learn more about, like, say, for instance, you're a pizza shop and you have a question about, creating a vegetarian pizza. And what would that vegetarian pizza look like? And you can ask your customers on stories to answer questions about that particular thing to help you drive your decision at the end of the day on how you're going to create and sell a vegetarian pizza. So questions are a great option. I see a lot of local businesses and nonprofits using questions in a very unique and great way here in Lancaster. So, and I know it works. Here's an idea I have. If you're a retailer, use stories to feature products around your shop, especially new products. Space in Lancaster does an outstanding job of this. So if you have a chance today or tomorrow, go to Instagram, look for Space, it's SPACE, and check out their stories. Hopefully they have some stories up when you go up. They usually have a couple stories a day. Just see what they're doing. They're doing a great job of using stories to feature products within and around the store. I've actually seen stories there, I'm not lying, that where I saw it and I said to my wife, was like, I want that lamp, and I actually went in and bought it. And I'm sure that I'm not the only one that's done that as well. So here's an example of a couple of things I just talked about. So these are stories that we did for one of our clients. Well, a couple of our clients were featured here. One of them is Lancaster Balloon Festival, and the other one is the Philly Balloon and Music Festival. So you can see we produced an FAQ story on the left-hand side, and then we actually linked to the FAQs page. So this is a great way for us to feature the FAQs. The middle slide shows an entertainment lineup. So this shows exactly who the entertainment for last year Friday was. And then we link to the actual entertainment page so that they can see more information about each of the entertainers. And then on the right side, you can see here, we did a giveaway. So we gave away 4 general admission tickets, and we linked to the actual page where they could enter to win the tickets. And then here's an example on the left the left image is in the middle of the image. You can see the vendors, sponsors, giveaways, scheduled balloons. That is your collections. That's the collection area within your Instagram profile. This is for Philly Balloon and Music Festival. The middle slide is a close-up of what that little icon that we used for the collection is. And then on the right-hand slide, that is showing, if you click on the entertainment section, the schedule section, because you can see in the top right of the right image, it says schedule. This is actually the schedule for Saturday, July 2nd. All right, so moving on, here's another slide for a movie. Feel free to add your comments. Okay, so Facebook events. I'm a big fan of Facebook events. I'm sure not everybody attending today actually has events, so this may not apply to you, but a lot of nonprofits, a lot of local businesses will do events, and Facebook events is probably one of the best and cheapest ways to increase activity and exposure of your event. So events has a feature that reminds users that you RSVP'd, that you're going or interested. So if somebody goes into your event, clicks that they would like to either go or are interested, Facebook will remind them. You can link to the event website or ticket platform. So Eventbrite has a really cool tool that allows you to create a Facebook event from the Eventbrite platform, and then they add it right to your Facebook page, and it provides a direct link to the Eventbrite page. The Eventbrite link event where they can purchase or register for tickets. You can also run Facebook ads that allow you to promote your Facebook event, and that will get you more RSVPs and will also increase the amount of awareness that you get for that particular event. This is one thing that for all the events that we do, we always run Facebook ads where we promote the Facebook event, and we've seen a lot of success from it. You can also share posts directly to the discussion tab inside of your Facebook event, and I'll show you how that's done in a minute. That is a really nice feature. It's like a separate Facebook page for your business. So here's an idea. You can ask your attendees for information in exchange for a discount so that you can then retarget them with social media ads, text messages, and emails in the future. So if you would say, for instance, give us your email address or your cell phone number in exchange for a discount, then you can use that in the future events to retarget them for future events. So here's what looks like just a simplified version of the Philly Balloon and Music Festival. This is the Facebook event. You guys have all seen Facebook events. You see what they look like. There's the About section, and then there's the Discussion section, which is what I just mentioned a minute ago. So this is the left side image would show you what the discussion looks like. So here we posted something about all the food vendors that are going to be at the Philly Balloon Festival. So this is actually like a post that you would see on your Facebook page but it is separate from your Facebook page. The event is attached to your Facebook page, but this is separate it's in the event itself. Now, here's something that's unique, and I don't know if this happens with all events, but for the Philly Balloon and Music Festival and also the Lancaster Balloon Festival, what we found was we got more engagement on the post that we put within the event than we did on the actual Facebook page itself. So we actually put more attention into posting to the discussion on the Facebook event than we did on the actual Facebook page. I don't know if that's across the board, but that was definitely what we seen there. The right side image shows you we had 8,300 people who responded with an RSVP'd either that they were going or interested. You can see this is the basic general description of the event. So we kind of go all out. We put as much information in the event itself as we possibly can. We put a lot of links because they allow you to link to it. And this gives us another place in addition to the website where they can get as much information as possible to make an informed decision on whether or not they want to attend. All right, so moving on, just checking time here and grabbing a quick drink of water. Looks like we have a little bit of time left. Okay, so moving on, we're now on to the Google My Business posts and photos. So I'm not sure how many business owners realize this, but Google My Business is a pretty cool place to go in and provide as much information as possible. And one of the things that they allow you to do, and this is when I said I'm not sure if a lot of business owners know, they actually have a post feature, which is very similar to what you would find on a social media post, like Facebook, Instagram, or some other platforms like LinkedIn. You can share a post to your Google My Business profile, which will then appear on the search results. I have an example I could show you then. You could also share photos to your Google My Business profile. So what this means is people can upload photos and share them on your page. And we have a lot of clients where that happens quite frequently. But you can actually go in and upload photos to your Google My Business profile too. And what I found is, because we monitor a lot of Google My Business profiles for our clients, keeping active with your Google My Business profile tells Google that you're invested in your online presence, and it will help you. It will help in where you rank when somebody searches with a local intent. So if you ever search like pizzas near me or bikes near me, searches which we call they have a local intent, it will bring up a map pack, and the map pack is actually like shows all the local businesses, and you can dive into that map pack and even search even further. What we found is those of our clients who spend a little bit of time every week to update their posts and to update their hours and reply to reviews and also upload photos, we do see that they get a little bit of a bump in the search rankings. Google's not going to tell you that, but we've definitely seen an improvement overall from just being active and being invested in that Google My Business profile. So here's a couple of examples. So on the left side, that is a post that we shared on Google My Business. You can see it's just talking about early bird tickets. It has a link within the post itself. We have an image which shows the early bird ticket sales. And then if you can see the buy button there, if you click on the buy button, then it'll actually take you to the Eventbrite page where they can purchase tickets. But what I really wanted to show you is at the bottom of that left-hand image, if you look, there's 1,000, almost 1,600 views of this particular post. And we had 18 people click on this post. So you can see that these posts actually get a lot of views because, like I said, they're right on the search engine. If you look at the right-hand side, this is reviews from the web at the very top, but then at the very bottom, you can see there is a listing of the most recent posts. So this is what it would look like right within the search results. This is one of our clients who's a golf club down in Coreyville, and you can see that that's a little screen grab of their posts, the Google My Business post, which we shared. And then here's looking at the photos. So again, thinking in terms of photos, it's very important. If you look at some of these photos, like the top left, 66,000 views of that photo. And then there's others down on near the bottom. The bottom on the right has almost 1,500 views. The one on the left of that with the fireworks, that has almost 3,500 views. So people are actually viewing these photos. So it's important that you get your photos up there. It only takes a couple minutes, and it's a great way. And you can delete photos too if you need to. If you ever upload something and you're like, oh, that doesn't fit anymore, maybe it's a location that you moved from, you can always delete those photos. So Google My Business is another way to use, in a social way to get your name out there and create some awareness. Here's another image. This is a much older movie. Probably be a couple folks who'll know this one right off the bat. Okay, so let's talk about your LinkedIn company page. I would love to see a show of hands. We can't do that here, but when I do presentations live and I talk about LinkedIn company pages, I like to talk to people about how many people are using them. They are a little tricky. They do tend to not get a lot of views and attention like some of your other social platforms are, but there are some advantages to them. So I do want to touch on them, especially for businesses who are using. So the publishing feature, you could publish articles to your LinkedIn personal page, which I think is a great option. But you could also publish articles to your LinkedIn company page. So you could essentially, if you have a new article, you could publish it to both your personal profile and your LinkedIn company page. But it is a great way to get content out there that you've already created. It's kind of repurposing it and putting it out there for a much broader audience to view. Once you publish your content, you can actually view or share that as a post. Like, hey, I just posted a new piece of content. You might want to check it out. So that's always a good option as far as the company page. The other thing about the company page that I just wanted to mention, if you look at the top 3 images here, you can see that there's you could post jobs to your company page. In the middle image, you could see where you could create an about section. There's these little tabs right below the follow and visit website on your LinkedIn company page, which allow you to add a lot of different information, which can be helpful to as folks come in and checked out your LinkedIn company page. So these are a couple different options that are available to you on the LinkedIn company page. You can see over here on the Comcast tab where they actually created an update about how they helped with the Hurricane Ian response. So you can put in there some of the stuff that you do within the local community or the national community for that matter. Okay, here's another movie still. This one's a little tricky too. Older movie. So Lancaster Reddit. There's a subreddit for Lancaster. I'm not sure if anybody uses it. It's probably one of those things that's not super well known, but I did want to mention it today because within the Lancaster, they have a weekly thread called Lancaster Self-Promotion. So what you could do is you can go into the weekly self-promotion and you can submit any information about your business that you want to. They will, the moderators will check it and make sure it's legit, but if it is, they will actually put it up here. So if you look on the right-hand side, it might be a little bit hard to see, but the top post was me. We did a marketing event. I helped organize a marketing event with my friend Adam last year called Ascend Lancaster. And I actually got on there and I just gave a quick blurb about we're hosting this event. And, I could put a couple links within there and people could actually view that within the weekly thread on Reddit. One thing I do want to mention about Reddit is if that Lancaster page is worth going in and checking out, because what I've seen over the years is there'll be for instance, there'll be people that move to the area and they'll be looking for something. So they may actually ask, hey, we're looking for this. So we're looking for that. Kind of like what you see on Facebook, but this is a little bit different because it's more of an open community. It's not just their friends. But I've also seen posts on there where people will talk about their favorite cheesesteaks, for instance, or the best place to buy chicken in Lancaster. So you might want to go in there and check it out. There might be worth moderating and checking out some of the posts because they may mention your business, and it could be a positive or negative, and allows you to go in and make some comments under it, or to learn a little bit more about what people are saying about your business in the area. It's definitely worth checking out if you're on Reddit or you're looking at just another place to find out more information about the local area and businesses. Okay, so that brings us to our last section. So this one's probably when it comes to talking to businesses about social media, this is the newest. It's definitely the hottest thing in the market, and it's definitely the most, I would say, complex to discuss, because whereas when Facebook first came out, we could jump in and just share a post. Hey, we're open 5 to 6 p.m. today. 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. today. Come on in. We'll be here all day. Bang. Publish, you're done. This is completely the opposite of that. This is it's time consuming. A lot of businesses don't have the time. It's from a strategy standpoint, it takes a lot more time to think about the short form video content you're going to be creating. It requires, in my opinion, an entire plan in place, and which probably would require you to at least take baby steps in the beginning and see how it goes, see what works, what doesn't work. So we'll talk a little bit more about it here. Sorry, wrong way. So NameSpark, yes, we do help our clients with TikTok. It's worth mentioning. We also do a lot with Instagram Reels, which I want everybody to understand as I'm talking through this in the last couple of minutes of the presentation, that I am talking about TikTok, but I'm also talking about Instagram Reels, because the value in being present and sharing content on Instagram Reels. So we have we also just recently started helping the Wolf Sanctuary with their TikTok account. But you can see here, these are 2 of the accounts that we're currently working with and creating TikTok short form video content for. I love that last year I saw an article, and this is basically a snapshot of what the article was saying. The article said TikTok is growing up. And basically what they meant by that was that the users of TikTok are getting older. So what I'm finding is there's more and more people over the age of 30, over the age of 40, even over the age of 50 that are starting to download TikTok, create an account, and use TikTok. Now, a lot of that age group and demographic, they're not posting to TikTok, but they are there. They are lurking. They are watching. They are following family members and such, and maybe following some of their favorite celebrities and things like that. So TikTok is getting older. So, I feel like the writing's on the wall. We need to start paying attention to it more as a business community. I was at a marketing conference last year, and there was 1,000 people there, and 999 of them were talking about how to incorporate TikTok with their clients, and they weren't talking about it in a way where it was going to be easy. Everybody was had different thoughts on it and about the complexity, and it's not easy for a small business to jump in. It's definitely not super affordable for a business to pay another social media agency to do TikTok for them for the same reasons, because it's time consuming. But that being said, I'm not here to be a downer and say that it's not worth it. That's why I posted this. There is a reason to start thinking about TikTok, because older generations are starting to use it. These are a couple things that I came up with off the top of my head, thinking in terms of how we're using it for our clients, how I'm using it personally, how my daughters use it, because they're always telling me what's right and what's wrong, and they basically tell me all the time I don't know anything about it, which is funny. But they're 15 and 19, so social media has been about sharing photos, videos, articles, but 2 of the most important things to remember about short form content is that you have to be authentic, be yourself, and match your content, your brand's identity in a genuine way, and be creative. Creativity is huge with this. What short form video can you create? So I just come up with some of the more lower hanging fruit ideas. You could come up with TikTok with advice or tips, like you're a CPA. You want to give some tips on some tax changes that recently come up, or anything like that. You could show your craft. There's a TikTok company, carpet repair guys out, and I think it was California. They repair carpet, guys. It's not that sexy at all. But he found a way to create TikToks, and he now has over 1 million followers. So the most mundane and boring of things can actually work on TikTok. So it's hard for anybody to tell me, "Wow, my business wouldn't work on TikTok," when the carpet repair guys are making it work and doing a great job with it. You could create posts that are fun and entertaining. You could do a workspace tour, meet the team. Like, I've seen companies on TikTok and Instagram Reels that have do a great job of like handing over the short form video to a team member and then telling you a little bit about themselves. You could do community service. Hey, you're out doing a day of cleanup for the United Way. You could make a wonderful TikTok from that. It could be a minute long, but can show a lot of what you did that day, or I should say TikTok or Instagram Reel. You could do a day in the life at your business. How your products, services, nonprofits help people. That's for the nonprofits out there. Being a local business owner in your community, what does that mean? How do you help the local community? What are you doing within the community? How's your community helping your business? Things like that. I think this is, let me just double check here. Okay. So you must create short form video and use the platforms to know what works and what doesn't. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't dive in head first. One of the things I learned from reading, both locally, I've met some folks locally who are doing a good job with TikTok with their business, and maybe some of them with their personal TikToks, but also reading success stories. Almost everybody said that, they started off, their videos were terrible. But that was what made them better, because they actually did it and they learned what didn't work. And they also learned what did work, and they also were able to get more excited when they knew, as they got more acclimated with the platform and creating the content, they got more excited about it because they felt like they could do a better job when they were creating it. Take some time to create a strategy and plan out your content. Probably one of the worst things you can do is just run into it and just say, "Hey, I'm just going to wake up today and do a TikTok. I don't know what it's going to be, but I know at the end of the day, it's going to be a TikTok." I think you need to take some time to really create a strategy and plan out your content. Build an audience organically over time. So there is a place for TikTok ads. We're started doing some TikTok ads for businesses. But I think before you jump into the ad space, it's good for you to build an audience of people just from using TikTok on the free version. And then once you start building that audience, then they're going to be more prone to look at your content as being like, not only like the kids use the word cringeworthy. You don't want them to look at it, your content, and say this is cringy. But if you have a good platform and you're already creating good content, then you see an ad, then people are going to be much more apt to say, "Okay, yeah, they get it." TikTok has an ads manager platform that allows you to create ads on the platform. So that is an option. And I do think that TikTok ads do make sense for local businesses, for any demographic. I mean, it's nice to know that we could create an ad targeting a 30+ audience that's on TikTok, or we could go younger as well. TikTok offers ad credits and grant programs for small businesses, which is something that I always like to mention because it is an important part of. Sorry, I just clicked out of my. All right, so that's the end of it. That's all I have. We can definitely take some questions now. I don't know if Abby, if you wanted to jump in here or.
Sure. So I think there is one in here that I'm going to read through. So this was from, I believe, a couple of slides ago. Somebody dropped this in, and they said, regarding GMB, we're in mobile entertainment. Google searches seem to be heavily weighted by business location, especially the map packs. Would it make sense to establish business locations with a Google business page in multiple locations, i.e. Lancaster, Hershey, Harrisburg? They're located in Elizabethtown.
Gotcha. Yeah. So this is kind of goes above and beyond the social media marketing, but I do have some experience with local search enough to say yes, you could definitely create multiple business location pages. They basically what happens, depending on the search, they use I'm trying to think of the name of it. They use a circumference around a certain point. So, for instance, Lancaster City, the medium point would be like Penn Square. So sometimes, depending on how far away you are from Penn Square, will depend on where you show up on that map pack. So it's good if you have multiple locations. So if somebody searches E-Town, you show up there. If somebody searches Hershey, you show up there. So yes, I would definitely recommend that.
Okay. Somebody asked, what is your best suggestion for tracking analytics across all social media platforms?
So that's a good question. What we do is we create reports within, so a lot of our clients use Facebook and Instagram. We have some that use LinkedIn. So we use a tool called Sprout Social. So what it's nice from an organic standpoint, we can create reports and show you all the activity on all those platforms. If you're running ads, I use another software program called 𝗣𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗡 so that we're able to put all the ads into there. We're not able to join them up together, but we are able to provide 2 reports as opposed to like 6 or 8 reports, which then become almost like, this is too much. So I would say finding a platform like a Sprout Social. Hootsuite also, I think, offers some analytics within their platform that are more, like I said, it's more a mix of everything put into one report so you can view that. Another thing you can do is check out your Google Analytics, because Google Analytics will tell you inside of acquisitions which social networks are driving traffic to your site, and then of those networks, which ones are driving the most. So, for instance, Facebook might be your number 1 acquisition traffic for social, but it could be Instagram or Twitter too. So, combination of those reports, those combined reports you can get with that software and your Google Analytics. That's how we report to all of our clients.
Any other questions from anyone? I'll give you a chance to drop it in the chat. If not, I know how to get a hold of Kris, so I can always pass your questions along. And I would be happy to do so if you think of one. If no one has any other questions, we can wrap it up for the day. Thank you, Kris, so much for this presentation. It was very informative. Like I said at the beginning, I will send everyone a copy of the presentation and as well as the recording, so you can have that if you want to watch after the fact, go back and look at something. Like I mentioned at the beginning, we do small business series throughout the year. So we have one in March on search engine optimization. Kris referenced his friend Adam. Adam will be giving the presentation. And then we also have one in April on strategic planning for small business. So if you're interested in those, please feel free to check them out on our website. Kris, thank you so much again for this presentation. And thank you everyone for interacting. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.
Yes, thank you both.
Thank you.